Shalom, I hope you all are well. I'm blessed and I'm back again with just a quick video. Today we're going to do a continuation of our last video. This one's titled, Flee to the Mountains. We're going to talk about what it means to flee to the mountains here in Babylon. It's going to be something very different from what you've ever been taught. We're going to be revisiting Matthew chapter 24, verses 15 through 16, as yesterday we went over verse 15. But today we're going to be looking at verse 16 and what it means to flee to the mountains. But let's do a small recap on yesterday first so that you'll understand. We spoke about how we're witnessing the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet right now in this time, and how it's not a faraway land and it's not somewhere a physical building or statue is. While we were thinking that it was somewhere outward, the enemy was busy targeting the holy place that truly matters, and that's our bodies. There's been a spiritual lockout and a physical war waged against our people through the edits and hacking of our biological antenna, in which is our DNA. Your DNA is a spiritual antenna designed by the Creator to receive frequency of His Spirit. It is the hardware that allows you to sync with the Father. We talked about how modern medical technology is a synthetic instruction designed to rewrite how your cells function. This is the lying pen of the scribes writing directly into the flesh. It's the real abomination. When synthetic man-made codes stand where the Father's master code should be, the temple becomes desolate or spiritually empty. This is the abomination standing in the holy place, in which is your body. So this prophecy directly exposes what's happening today in our time. But what about Matthew 24 and 16? Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. What does that mean? I don't want to drag things out, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's not about leaving from one land to another, because Babylon is a system, it's everywhere. This is a call for immediate separation for your survival. Fleeing to the mountains is an instruction to abandon the current religious and worldly systems, the cities of servitude, and seek refuge in Elohim's direct protection. In this context, it means to physically and spiritually detach from the medical and technological systems, the edit that have occupied the holy place of the body. It is the get out of Dodge command for the faithful who recognize the trap. Do not be fooled into thinking you can just go somewhere and buy a piece of land and be safe. Babylon is a system, and if you've taken the edit, you've invited the signal, the system, into your temple. But to flee to the mountains means that you are climbing out of their frequency. You're disconnecting from them, and you're anchoring your antenna back to the Father's original software. It's time to flee now, because the abomination of desolation is already here. As we continue to study verse 16, you may be asking a valid question. Why does it say, let them which be in Judea specifically flee into the mountains? Why does it say in Judea? Well, first you have to know what Judea means in this context. So historically, Judea was the land surrounding the temple in Jerusalem. In 70 AD, those in Judea had to physically flee the Roman abomination. Spiritually, since our body is a temple today, and Judah is the tribe that carries the praise, and we also carry the law in our inward parts, the abomination, the edit, is standing in the holy place of Judah's DNA. To flee from Judea today means to leave the religious and cultural systems that have held the house of Judah captive for 400 years. Zechariah 12 and 7 says, Yahuwah also shall save the tents of Yehudah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Yehudah. So this tells us that the other nations are going to try to come against us, but they're going to experience the cup of trembling. So at this time, whoever tries to come against this prophecy is going to be consumed, and their attempt to come above Judah is going to be met with divine power. Let's take a look at Genesis 49:10. It says, "The scepter shall not depart from Yehudah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." You see, the Most High is about order, and you cannot have a kingdom without a king and a lawgiver. Judah carries the scepter frequency. If the Father is going to restore the kingdom of Israel, he must first wake up the ones who hold the administrative rights to the law. Judah is being awakened to set the standard for the commandments so that the other tribes can follow. Because Judah is the firstborn of the restoration, we are the first to see the abomination for what it is. The command to flee is given to Judah first, because if the signal of Judah is hacked, the rest of the nations have no standard to look to. We are the watchmen for the other tribes. In Matthew 24:15-16, it's a direct map for the tents of Judah. The Messiah was giving a specific biological and spiritual exit strategy for the pure seed in the last days. Judah refers to the genetic lineage, the literal descendants of the fourth son of Israel. The scepter, these are the people who carry the royal frequency in their DNA. Yahuwah chooses this tribe to hold the law and produce the Messiah Yahusha. Because Judah holds the administrative rights to the kingdom, the enemy's edict was a target strike on Judah's seed. The lying pen of the scribes tried to rewrite our hardware, specifically to stop the scepter from returning to our hands. So in Matthew 24:16, where the Messiah says, "Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains." In this context, Judea represents the spiritual and mental territory where our people have been held captive. It is the condition of being under the world systems, their medical edicts, their fake calendars, and their religious lies. So the holy place, it is the place where the abomination, the synthetic edict, is currently standing. If you are in Judea, it means you are still mentally, spiritually, and biologically tied to the Babylonian system. Why am I saying if you are in Judea? Because in those days of the Messiah, Judea was the province under Roman occupation. It was where the people were taxed, numbered, and governed by foreign power. Today, Judea is the global system where Judah the seed is currently being numbered and edited by the modern Roman system, Babylon. So let's make sure we're clear. In Matthew 24:16, the Messiah is speaking to Judah, the people, but he's specifically addressing their location and condition, Judea. When the Hamashiach gave this warning, he was talking to the people of Judah. He knew that they were the ones who carried the scepter and the pure seed. He was speaking to the hardware, the people who have the biological antenna to hear his voice. But he used the word Judea because that was a territory of captivity. It was the physical land under Roman occupation. Judea is the global Babylon system, where the house of Judah is currently being held. So it's the place where the medical rules, the lying pens, and the edicts are being handed out. You, the seed of Yehudah, who are currently trapped in the system of Judea, you must get out. If you stay in Judea, the system, you're standing exactly where the abomination, the edict, is being set up. To flee to the mountains means people of Judah must disconnect from the system in Judea. The goal is to move your antenna away from the static, away from their clinic, their fake holidays, their fake days of the year, their lies, and move away to high ground where Yahuwah's original truth is. When you read Matthew 24:15 and 16, don't just see a map, see a rescue mission. The Messiah is calling out Judah. That's us, the seed. Finally, brothers and sisters, when you read Matthew 24:15 and 16, don't just see a map. See a rescue mission. The Messiah is calling us out. Judah, that's us, the seed. He's saying if you are still tied to the systems of Judea, if you're still trusting in their medical edits and their lying pens, you need to flee. Get out of their frequency and get to the mountains of the Father's word. The abomination is standing in their systems, so you can't stay there if you want to keep your signal clear. Thank you all for listening, and I hope that this message was edifying to your spirits. May the Most High Baruch all deserving. Remember Matthew 24:13. He that endures unto the end shall be saved. And until my next video, Shalom.